This is Domestic Blend again. This is the second video I'm going to do on the Pillar of Eternity classes. This one in particular is going to be on the Ranger. Now I'm going to go ahead and preface this video by saying the Ranger is easily the most buggy class in the game at present. Apparently Obsidian has had trouble with their idea of the animal companion and the Ranger sharing a health pool. They said it was much more difficult to orchestrate than they had originally planned. So there are a few kinks, and this video will be much shorter than the Druid, not because I don't want to show off just as much in the Ranger as I did the Druid, but the Druid had all those spells. The caster classes with large spell lists are going to be a lot longer. Also because of the nature of the way the Ranger levels up, and some of the other physical damage classes like Barbarian and Fighter, I can show most of the abilities that we're going to get off during level up and character creation, so we can skip a large portion of things. But at the end of the video, I will once again go through the combat demonstration with this group right here as we load in. So without further ado, we're going to start this video, and hopefully it won't be too buggy on us. Like I said, it is the buggiest class. I know at level up for some reason, like it's like you and the animal companion don't have full health and you can't heal out of it or what have you. It's done it to me 2 or 3 times on making a Ranger, and I don't think there's really a way to get around it right now. But we're going to stick with male again. We're going to go with another godlike, I want to say. I'm going to go with a death godlike. So this time, the Ranger is a striker type class, just like the Rogue is. So they're heavy hitters, and they're a lot of single target damage. But the cool thing about them is, they are the heaviest hitter when it comes to ranged, when it comes to single targets. So they hit harder than most other classes in this regard. And just because everyone loves Ranger elves, we'll have a more slight build for ours. And here we go. The Ranger. First thing you get to select is your animal companion. They all have different strengths. This one does show a little bit of a tooltip. Like at the top here, you see the antelope companions have naturally superior defenses, deflection, fortitude, reflexes, and will. That means that they're more resistant and avoidant of damage. The bear companion has a higher damage threshold, which means that he mitigates a lot of damage. The boar has a component where when he drops below 50% stamina, he gains might. Keep in mind, because you're sharing a health pool, most likely you're going to be at under 50% stamina too. So, I mean, in theory, you could maybe do something. There are other classes or other races that have stuff like that when they're below a certain stamina, they do stuff. I do believe, I think some of the humans have something like that. I can't remember. Lion companions have the ability to terrify enemies with a powerful roar, so you have like an AoE component, a debuff. That's pretty cool. I think Terrify affects the mental stats, intellect, resolve, and perception. So if you want to be more focused against taking out casters, that might be something to look at. The Stag companion can activate a melee attack that does damage to all enemies in a small area around the main target, which is a pretty cool ability. And then we have the Wolf companion, and they are faster than the other companions. So that's their different strengths. Let's see, there are lions in the beta, so there's probably videos of lions. We've seen, I don't know if they were antelope or deer during the Gamescom previews. I haven't seen any boar. I did a wolf for the druids. I think I'm going to go with the bear or the antelope. We'll go with the bear. Try and show as much as we can. And here we go. We called our bear Ranger. I shouldn't have done that. I meant to name myself. We'll name ourselves Ranger 2.0 or something. Once again, at least at level 5, I didn't notice anything that was too terribly AoE oriented. And since we didn't go with the lion or the stag with their AoE component, we're going to focus this build mostly on single targets, so we'll go a lot of dex, a little more might. And perhaps because our bear has to be in melee, we'll pull point out of perception, a point out of dexterity, toss summon resolve. I don't know. with them sharing a health component, I'm unsure as to whether someone hitting the bear could interrupt the ranger. I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's how it works, but you know, we're in beta. Things aren't working how they're supposed to work. We're just going to stick with the 8 here just to show you. They all come with different bows. Some of them come with crossbows, and it's also possible to build one that uses blunderbusses or arquebuses or pistols or something like that. If that's more your proclivity, if you wanted to go that way, you could, or you could just have one as a secondary weapon or a starting weapon or something like that. So you aren't just limited to bows or crossbows with the ranger. You can use those other things. So keep that in mind. This does not matter. And once again, the godlikes do not have skin or hair options. Obviously, this one won't have hair options. The death godlike won't, but we have different heads we can select from. It doesn't really matter. We'll go with this one because it looks more along the lines of the portrait. I wish they would make these a little smaller. They're probably just easier to see from top down with the isometric perspective, but in this they look kind of silly. But they're pretty neat looking in the end. I'm going to knock out the godlike with the first few anyway. I might skip it with the barbarian. But Ranger. See if it lets me do that. My name's Ranger, the other guy's name's Ranger. So if the game doesn't freak out because I did that. So I skipped showing you what you got at level 1. Death's Usher, that comes from being the Death Godlike. But we get Swift Aim, which is a modal ability that increases attack speed, reload speed, and it decreases our accuracy. But that will change here in a minute. Basically, it increases the rate of fire while it lowers your accuracy. Similar to things that have been done in D&D with 3rd edition and stuff like that, and certain feats that would offset, like power attack. It kind of works like power attack, where it reduced your accuracy but increased your damage. Well, this just increases your rate of fire and your reload speed, but lowers your accuracy. Then Wounding Shot is, it is an AoE snare, or not an AoE, a damage over time / snare. So it hobbles the target, which is your snare, and it inflicts raw damage over time to that target. So it's a pretty useful ability. Wounding Shot, Bear Companion. We already know what we have with the Bear Companion. So that's pretty much all the Ranger has. That's why this video is going to be a lot shorter. So we're going to level up, and once again, I didn't point it out, but we get survival under stealth. And I forgot to point out that the Ranger gets the same, that levels up the same way in terms of health and stamina as the Druid did, which is 36 stamina and 12 health. And I do believe they have a low accuracy. They have a low reflex, a low accuracy with melee, and a very high, like 25 bonus to accuracy with ranged. So I forgot to show that off in character creation, and I apologize. I'm an idiot. Our first class unlocked is called Defensive Bond. It gives a defense bonus when you and your animal companion are hit with an AoE, so you don't take like a ridiculous amount of damage. That sort of stuff could insta-gib you if they didn't have something like that, where the bear takes 50 damage and you take 50 damage, but because you share a health pool with the bear, you actually take 100 damage. That would be bad. So they added that in, which is we're at 2nd level now, so Defensive Bond. Next level. Just click this as fast as I can. And now we get our feats. Just to go ahead and show this off so I don't miss it. Marked Prey is a once per encounter ability. Designates a single target as prey, giving the ranger and the animal companion a damage bonus against that target until combat ends. It's a pretty neat ability. And I'm sure you get more per encounter as you gain levels, maybe, but right now it's once per encounter. Once again, the ranger, just like the druid, has access to bonuses, accuracy with all the weapon types. And the neat thing is they separate the ranged into different packets. So if you want to be really good at the hunting bow, the only other ranged class is the blunderbuss, which is not exactly a ranged ability, or a ranged weapon. I think, isn't that, it's more like a shotgun. But the war bow's under this, which gives you also the poleaxe, the estoc, the flail, and the wand, and whatnot. So like you can customize your ranger with that if you would like. Right now we're not going to worry about it. I'm sure you get another level or two where you get feats, since it seems to follow the same standard as 3rd edition. We're level 3 and we're getting talents, so I would assume at level 6 and 9 and 12 we get talents again. So, and whether there are any different ones I'm unsure, because I've yet to hit level 6 in the beta because of the quest bug that they have right now, where you're, every time I get like a quest in and the quest log deletes itself, and it's I haven't, there's a workaround around it, I do believe, but I haven't really worried about it. I've been more worried about getting used to the classes so that I could do these videos in quick succession. So, but Hold the Line is the same thing the Druid got as well. It increases your engagement limit if you get stuck in melee. Vicious Companion. This is a neat ability. Your animal companion causes, it allows it to deal more damage with each hit. So every time that melee companion hits, it does more damage than the time before, which is a pretty neat thing. It makes you kind of a building class where you start out kind of, you're hitting, and as you go on, you start hitting really hard. You can wear people down really quick on the back end. Bonus Wounding Shot is very similar to bonus Shapeshift from the Druid. Once again, just get an extra use of it per encounter. Swift, so I mean, that's something to think. Swift and Steady counteracts the accuracy debuff to Swift Aim. So I don't know to how much. I'm going to pick it just so we can take a look and see if the UI will show us. But we had a -10 to accuracy because of that. We'll see what happens with our stats when I activate it here in a second. So we're going to pick that one. And once again, don't forget about Marked Prey. And next level, we'll check that in a second. Just max that out. No, we got no new talents or anything that level. And this is level 5. So we'll max this and Stalker's Link. This is a neat ability that requires some tactics and mobility. So if you read the last sentence, enemies engaged with the animal companion become flanked while the ranger has a ranged weapon equipped and is on the opposite the target. So if you move your bear, in our case, or one of your animal companions, to the other side of your enemy and you're firing at them, it gives you a flank, which I do believe makes them easier to hit. It might actually increase damage, I'm unsure. So that's it. And if you notice, see how I don't have full health here on the bar or the bear? That is the, I don't know what that is. But you cannot heal out of it. For some reason we're maxed at 121. It might have been something I overlooked in here as part of the ranger. We've lost health for whatever reason. I don't know. But it's every time I've made a ranger, it's done this, and I've done it like 3 or 4 times now. So, is there a way to see your total accuracy? Oh, right here. Okay, so we're at 43. And we had an initial loss of 10 on when Swift Aim was activated. So we're going to activate it. And it still says 10 here. So let's look at the character sheet again. We were at 43. Yeah, see, it only went down 5. So that ability, that talent I picked up means that my accuracy is still relatively high. I only lost 5 accuracy. So that's actually really good. So now it's time for combat. Keep in mind Marked Prey and Wounding Shot. We are going to start with Wounding Shot, I think, just to be jerks. Let's move our warrior and our bear behind the warrior. And once again, I'm not going to spoil anything for you guys by talking to anybody or anything. I'm just going to melt these guys. But we do have to use some other abilities to not die. We'll have 2 archers in this fight. We'll let the rogue rogue try and compete. So, oh, I forgot the turn. Okay, so back to our ranger. We are going to fire a raining shot at the person. And like, I don't have any attacks, specific attacks with the bear that I can see. I don't know if that's supposed to pop up here, or if they're going to have that sort of thing. It might not, but I mean, like, the lion has the roar, so I would expect to have special attacks in that regard. So, we're going to mark spray. This is a main person in the group we're fighting. And I'm going to switch to another class really quick just to keep rolling with the tactics. No, not very good ones, but tactics nonetheless. Someone needs to get hit. I think this guy's a healer.
Okay. Yes?
We're making short work of Murdeth there. And just keep plucking away at him. Because I don't think right now at level 5 you have enough abilities to do much else other than burning this last wounding shot, and I want to save it.
Yes? Sir!
I want that priest down. He's the reason the other guys are staying. Oh, that got fired up. And that animation is awesome. That's all she wrote, guys. That is the ranger in a nutshell.
Yes?
Like I said, I apologize. There's just not a lot of abilities for them. But notice how those abilities came back. So the cool thing about the Ranger versus the Druid is the Druid's got a very finite... It's got a lot of options, but it's got a very finite use of those options. At a higher level, the level 1 and level 2 spells of the Druid, they start getting like per encounter instead of per rest. But as of this moment in time, the Ranger just has... it'll always have its bag of tricks, which isn't a whole lot at the moment, and once again, like I said, I think the bear or the animal companion should have some abilities to pop up. But like I said, the ranger is the most buggy, which is why we're not getting along here.
Very well.
But that gives you a rough guess of what to expect if you are interested in playing the ranger. And that's pretty much all I can do with the video. That doesn't include spoilers. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. And I hope it was as informative as I can make it. If you have any other questions for me, just let me know in the comments below, or I'm Ganrich on the Obsidian forums. You can hit me up there. You guys have a good one, and I'm going to try and knock the Barbarian out one right after this, so hopefully that'll be up soon as well. You guys take care.